NBA Countdown, presented by Hennessy.
It is win or go home. They aren't quite Game 7s, but with seasons on the line, the stakes, they are just as high. No two Eastern teams have hung more banners over the last 30 seasons than Chicago and Miami. But for the third straight year, these decorated franchise, they will meet in the play-in tournament. While out west, not many expected Dallas to go from the finals to the play-in heading into the season. But then again, I'm pretty sure even fewer had Anthony Davis and Zach LaVine headlining a Mavs-Kings elimination game. We're counting you down on ESPN.
It's win or go home now.
Everything we went through this season for this moment here.
It's going to be about who wants it more.
It's one game, do or die.
Try to leave everything on the floor.
Home court advantage, but we got to lock in.
Light them!
Welcome to the postseason, everybody. Stephen A. Smith, Bob Myers, Udonis Haslam. I'm Malika Andrews. Stephen A., we have two elimination games. They are right around the corner. It does not get any better than this.
Well, I'm loving this. I mean, when Tyler Hero walks into an arena looking like Vanilla Ice, 220 for 2025. I mean, that's something you got to stand up and pay attention to. But that brother can ball when you can dress. When you can ball like that, you can dress like that. Bam Adebayo, a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. We got to see what he's going to bring to the table. 10-game losing streak a few weeks ago, won 8 of their last 12 against the Chicago team that's been rolling, winning 15 of their last 20. Kobe White, since Zach LaVine has been gone, leading the team in scoring 23 a game. I like this. And, of course, AD and Sack against Sack later. We don't mind that.
You know what's interesting? First of all, I love the play-in. I think it's fantastic. It just adds a whole...
Can you match Stephen A's energy?
No, I can't. Why would you say that? Why would I say that? Do you want to deal with that? Do you want me to be the same way as that? No, I do love the play-in, but you know what I'm surprised by? That the Heat and the Mavericks, their season, one of those seasons could end tonight. I always think the Heat are going to be better. I don't know if I justify it or not. But the Mavericks coming off of finals, and I know we're going to talk about them later. The fact that their season could be over tonight, coming off of finals, and then your Heat. I always expect the Heat to be deep in the playoffs.
We're right at home.
No, you're not. This is not. This is 9-10.
We thrive in these moments.
You don't want to be in the 9-10. Okay, fine. You might.
We thrive in these moments.
There's something about the Miami Heat that always, to Udonis's point, they find themselves in the play-in, and then they're an 8th seed that can make it all the way to the NBA Finals. And if last night was any indication, Stephen A., not only could we be due for some drama, we also could have some signature performances here. Case in point, the Butler and the Chef, Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, last night in a win or have one more chance game, but essentially win or go home in their minds here in the Bay Area as they took on the Memphis Grizzlies. We're going to start midway through the fourth quarter here. The Warriors up by 1. This is Steph Curry doing what he does.
He's just so special. He really, really is. But not bothering them don't matter. Babyface assassin, he is.
You know what, watching him, Malika, and obviously this guy too, Butler's been just fantastic. But let's see how Curry, I think the thing people miss is, and I guess I can speak to this, when you watch him off the ball, the dedication, you know this, you played, he does that in the gym by himself. So you wonder when you're watching Curry play the ball movement, he does it when no one's watching, and that's greatness. Because it's one thing to do it when you're on national TV and there's a crowd of 20,000 people. It's another thing to do it when there's no one in the gym and you're going full speed. That's, I think, what makes him unique.
And then you add Jimmy Butler into the mix, and they're finding their groove at the exact right moment of the season. They combined for 75 points last night, their second most in a game as teammates. That comes after they each had at least 30 points versus the Clippers on Sunday. And we've watched Steph for years. You've been in the building for countless of these Steph Curry performances, but he's doing it now at 37 years old. Yeah. What stands out to you there?
That he's doing it at 37 years old.
Yes.
I mean, he's not to discredit LeBron or Harden or some of these guys, the way they play, they move much more efficiently, right? I still always view Curry as a lightweight in a heavyweight fight. Not his fault. But he's got to jab and stick and move. He can't lean on you. And the fact that he's doing it, the way he's still doing it, as effective he is, Malika, is a testament to work ethic. Yes. And a pride in what you do. And I love people that put in the time and effort, and I know he does. And to see him benefiting, and by the way, last year him not being in the postseason was to me disappointing for every basketball fan. So he's in it now. He's in the postseason, and that's all he wanted was a shot. There you go.
I mean,
pretty
the
good.
ball just finds his energy, and not only has he raised the level of his play, but I think the guys around him, their basketball IQ has to be great to know that he's going to come around on a handoff. If you're in a position where you're uncomfortable, Steph is going to come save you, and you have to be looking for him at all times. The ball finds energy, and he brings energy every single step of the way.
The thing that I marvel about, first of all, you bring up the passing because it doesn't matter who it is. It's like, you know how you got some guys that maybe I can make the shot, maybe I can make the shot. No one does that when they're on the court with Steph. They're like, where is he?
Yeah.
Here. Because they know this brother is that special. But let's give some love to Jimmy Buckets in this regard. First 29 games as a Warrior, he never takes more than 17 shots. You got to battle with the Clippers for the play-in, and then you got the play-in game last night against Memphis. He shoots more than 20 shots both games. Gets to the free throw line 27 times. Now, this is the thing, and I'm like, I keep telling this to folks. When you can do that, you don't have to call timeouts as much. You get a break because this brother's getting to the free throw line. You could literally, you could be Steve Kerr. You go like this, get to the line.
You're right.
Because you need a break. It's great.
Tell me, give me some. You play with this guy. I'm loving watching him. You know, this whole playoff Jimmy thing, he's delivering.
One of the most intelligent basketball players that I've ever played against. And I had this conversation with Dwayne Wade last night, and I told him to his face, you are talented as hell. LeBron has been talented as hell, but Jimmy's way smarter than y'all. He is very smart. He is an extremely smart basketball player. I mean, to the point where I used to go home after practice and just think about ways to stop him because of the way he scored on me that night. Jimmy just brings it in those moments. That's when he is alive. That's when he is most alive. He is not afraid of the moment. He loves competition. And when the chips are stacked against him, that's when you get the best Jimmy Butler.
And with Jimmy Butler added to this roster, Draymond Green, he said it. He said he believes that this group has what it takes, similar to 2022, to win a championship. The Warriors now, though, with this win, Stephen A., they get a date with the Houston Rockets.
Yes.
They are only the second, seventh seed to have, over the last 30 seasons, been favored over the number 2 seed Houston Rockets. Should they be?
I think they should be because of the experience of Steph Curry along with Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green. We can't ignore Draymond Green. He, by the way, he was my vote for the Defensive Player of the Year. I'm just putting it out there right now. I just think that he's been that big time. But when you look at what Steph and Jimmy bring to the table, you're looking at Houston. You can defend. You can definitely rebound. All of that's true. But can you make a basket when you need to? That's the challenge. And against Golden State, I can't give them that.
It's the Houston half-court offense. Their defense, by the way, Ime Udoka's tremendous job with this team. But when you look at the Warriors and you say they have maybe the 2-3 best players in the series, that's a problem for Houston. But I don't count Houston. I mean, Houston's a heck of a team. They deserve to be the 2 seed.
I smell 7-game series.
I watched that game last night, and I watched Golden State put the ball in Jimmy's hands and use Jimmy to run the point, and I watched Steph set every screen, and Memphis could not figure it out. That would not happen with Thompson and Dillon Brooks. They will switch that and flatten them out. They got to figure another way out to score.
That's going to be the matchup. Amen Thompson
I'm going with
and Stephen
Golden
Curry.
State.
Meanwhile, though, the pressure, we're shocked. The pressure's on. Anthony Davis. Will he deliver when Dallas needs him the most? What Davis needs to do to keep the Mavs season afloat? That's next on NBA Countdown.
NBA Countdown is presented by Hennessy. Made for more. 21 plus only. Please drink.
Feel the difference already.
In a live or die scenario.
There is pressure. You have to come in ready to go.
DeRozan on the push. An elimination game, it brings out the best in any athlete.
I'm going to go in with the mindset of just trying to run them out the gym.
Well, we got to make sure that we're coming out here playing with life and energy. You know, it's a do or die situation.
The immortality is a fallacy. I prove it wrong.
We got to be prepared. We got to be ready. It's going to be hell.
Welcome back to NBA Countdown, presented by Hennessy.
Tonight holds high stakes for 2 teams that both shook up their rosters by trading their franchise stars this season. Sacramento acquired Zach LaVine, who's averaged just over 22 points, 51% shooting with the Kings, while Anthony Davis played in only 9 games since joining the Mavericks and averaged 20 points and 10 rebounds. Now, the Mavericks, they have been asked continuously to explain the logic behind this shocking trade with Luka Doncic, and they're clearly feeling that heat because yesterday, GM Nico Harrison, he held a closed-door meeting with reporters, no cameras allowed, and he said this: there are no regrets on the trade. Part of my job is to do the best thing for the Mavericks, not only today, but also in the future. And some of the decisions I'm going to make are going to be unpopular. That's my job, and I have to stand by it. Now, elsewhere in the course of this conversation, he also emphasized repeatedly the importance of defense. He said, quote, our philosophy, like I said, going forward is defense wins championships and we're built on defense. And this trade cements us for that. Our senior insider, Shams Charania, is joining us for context in this conversation. But, Bob, you spent over a decade in the front office as a general manager with the Golden State Warriors. Did you hold any meetings like this? Well, what did you make of this?
We had problems. We didn't. It wasn't all perfect. And you know, every team's got issues, right? They all do. And especially if you look closely, and we never scrutinize teams more than we do now. But owning an NBA team is a private business, but it's not private. It's public. Stephen A. makes a career out of commenting on how teams are run, and that's fine. Fans show up and boo and cheer. So it's as public of a private business as you can have. So when things are difficult, Malika, you have to face the music, right? So what Nico said, I'm fine with what he said. Again, I've talked about how I feel about the trade. I feel like they didn't leave themselves many outs. He said we got to win, but it's poker, and he's playing for an inside straight. He doesn't have 5 outs to convince his fans that this works. But for you, what I don't understand, and again, people scrutinize this trade and have opinions of it. Why did they do this closed door? I don't think that really sat well with anybody. Forget about the local fan, but anybody. It didn't go over very well.
So, Bob, my understanding is Nico Harrison did not want to do this closed door round table. This was not his idea. This was something that was enforced by their owner, Patrick Dumont.
Really? And so, well, again, I mean, it's hard to run these things. It is hard to run these things, but in a situation like that, I think they were trying to repair some things. It felt like that, but it felt like some of the comments didn't land.
Sometimes less is better. Sometimes less is better. You probably already said enough.
What does it tell you, though, that the owner is essentially enforcing this onto the GM?
Well, again, owning a team, you get to do what you want to do, Sean. You get to do what you want to do. But this, I guess I would, anybody in the organization, the Mavericks organization, I don't think they could foresee this. Right, and maybe it's because Kyrie got hurt. Maybe it's because Anthony Davis didn't play right away. They referenced the 2.5 quarters that showed what they could do. But I think what they're doing now is we got to respond to this.
You can do what you want to do as an owner. You can also be called stupid for doing it. And that's exactly what I'm calling Dallas Mavs ownership. Stupid for doing what they did. We live in an age where the podcast world is proliferated. It's taken on a life of its own. The media is people who ain't even in the media, okay? I mean, they're all, because we're all lumped in the same bowl. You got stuff going on, comments out the wazoo, and you think it was wise to mandate that your general manager have a meeting and no cameras allowed? Really? Like, that getting out was going to help you as an organization. It's bad enough you let go of a superstar that's 6 years younger than the guy that you were getting in return. It's bad enough that you didn't get any other assets to go along with him. I understand the Max Christie. I understand, swapping the first-round picks, all of this stuff. You didn't get enough. When Knicks look at Mikal Bridges and everybody looks at that trade and you gave up 5 picks, 4 unprotected first-round picks to get Mikal Bridges, but the Lakers didn't have to do a quarter of that to get Luka Doncic, and y'all have nosedived since, primarily due to injuries, of course, and your response is before a play-in game. Season ain't over. Ain't exit interviews much. There's still a play-in game that they're playing tonight. And before that game, you're going to sit up there and mandate that your general manager has a meeting with the media. By the way, the media, don't bring your cameras, even though that's a part of that's one of the tools you use in media. I don't know if you know that. But it is, media people come with cameras. They come with microphones. And he said, don't bring them. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard a franchise suggest. And Nico Harrison ultimately looks bad because he goes out there and what does he say? What does he say? We actually looked good when we were on the court together for 2.5 quarters. 2.5 quarters? 2.5 quarters. Now, we all love, if you know Nico, you got love for him, okay? I've known Nico for years. I have never, ever heard him say something that idiotic. Ever. We really looked good for 2.5 quarters. You didn't even say a game. 2.5 quarters? You can't do that. But they did it because that's what's going on in Dallas right now. And oh, by the way, your owner was Mark Cuban, who was a bit wild, to say the least. But one thing we never associated with him was stupidity. This is the first. Congratulations.
I'll tell you what has to happen. Trust is hard to build with a fan base. They had it. right? Because they had trust. It's hard, but now you lost it. Like any relationship. The relationship with your fans has been lost.
Oh, worse. They actually took credit away from the Cowboys.
Well, before we go too far down that road.
They did.
You had to do it. You had to do it.
It's the off-season.
Had to do it.
Cowboys.
Not having any sort of out, to your point, though, saying that we looked like a championship team for only 2.5 quarters, to your point, Stephen A. There's nothing that was said here that helped pacify a very, very angry fan base. They want to see a healthy roster on the floor before anyone's even going to be able to need to evaluate what this team even is, Shams.
Kyrie Irving's return, that's the big question now, and that's something, the expectation around the Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie Irving, is that he will play a good chunk of next season. And there's optimism that he will be back for the Mavericks by January. And he's got, before that, a $44 million player option. That's the next situation that Nico Harrison, the Mavericks, will have to deal with. And the goal for the Mavericks has been to rip up his player option and give him a 3-year deal, potentially, to align him with Nico Harrison's 3 years and Anthony Davis's 3 years. Before his injury, he was playing at an all-star level, an all-NBA caliber level, Stephen A. And with this team, say whatever you want about the Luka Doncic trade, and obviously there's a lot of feelings on that. This is a really this is a competitive and talented team.
Let me be very, very
when
clear.
they're on the court.
Let me be very clear. If Kyrie's healthy, Gafford, Lively,
so think about
Anthony
that
Davis,
team next
that's
year
a championship
with a healthy
contender.
Kyrie Irving.
But having said all of that, let's be clear. Anthony Davis got a game tonight. Luka shows up and drops 45. That game you had 13. Yep. You can't look like that. You got to embrace this, Anthony Davis. Yes. You got to embrace this. I don't care if everybody else sticks up the joint. That brother got to sit up there and let the city of Dallas know, yo, I'm here.
You got to make them believe.
Somehow, you got to turn the page and be able to play in a play-in game tonight. And then a win gets the Mavs or the Kings. They've one game closer to the playoffs. They kick off on Saturday. We have a quadruple header of game ones for you on ESPN and ABC, culminating in our primetime game. It is the Los Angeles Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. NBA Countdown gets us started. Next up, Jimmy Butler embracing the Robin role, but who else is an elite wingman? I hear, do we have a doctor in the house? That's coming up here on NBA Countdown.
All eyes on you.
Look.
Look. The fans now on the edge of their seats.
Watch this.
This is what we've been waiting for. This is what you love about playoff basketball.
Oh, it's about to get good.
Ooh, sure is.
And I don't want to miss a thing.
As the playoffs unfurl, we get to see who's made for more, brought to you by Hennessy. Golden State was down 1 in the fourth quarter before Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler took over, accounting for all 21 of the Warriors' points during the final 8 minutes of their win against the Grizzlies. For the game as a whole, Butler and Curry, they became the first pair of teammates to each score 35 or more points in the same play-in game. Butler, he sent a bat signal out to the league after the game.
We got a hellified Batman and Steph. I'm telling you, that's a Batman if I've ever seen a Batman. Always coming to save the day. You're never out of any game. And more than anything, he's just so poised. He's so calm. And he was a huge part of us getting this victory. Robin,
Just to be clear, it was Jimmy Butler who started the Batman-Robin analogy, but then we thought this was a job for a doctor, Dr. Stephen A. Smith.
Nate Smith. I love that. Name. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Pay attention, Bob Mines. I did a list the other day, and it was A quality, baby. Everybody agreed with me. Now, what's the subject? Top Robins of the 2025 players. That's the number 2 option right there, in case you didn't know what Robin is, all right? That's not the Cape Crusader. That's his right-hand man, okay? The right-hand man of the Cape Crusader. Give me number 3 on the list, please, right now. Bam! This dude right here. The number 1 seed in the NBA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That special brother, he needs assistance, okay? If that brother right there brings his game, ain't no question they going to the finals. Give me number 2 on the list, please, right now. Hurry up, damn it. We ain't got time. Bam! Buckets. You see what he did last night.
Yeah.
You saw what he did.
Very good.
You see how he gets to the free throw line as well. You see how much Steph Curry's loving him?
Yes.
He even got Draymond praising the brother, deferring him. All right? I mean, come on now. We got to give love where it's due. He ain't number 1. Who's the number 1 Robin? Bam! LeBron James.
Right.
Let me tell you why. I'm not being disrespectful. He said the ball is in Luka's hands. He doesn't mind deferring. Luka gets him the ball, but he gets it to him when he wants to. He's smart enough to do it a lot because that is LeBron James, but Luka's the 25-year-old superstar they just traded for. Luka's the dude that's going to have the ball in his hands. Luka's the dude that's going to be there for the next decade.
You're going to stir up all kinds.
Listen, he's not a Robin.
Okay, but you called him one.
But he's saying he is in this situation because he's happy that Luka's there. I'm only taking his words. That's it.
I heard Jimmy say he was a Robin. I didn't hear LeBron.
Whatever. That's it.
UD, I'm going to let you.
I know LeBron James. He's the ultimate teammate. He will infuse confidence in his team, so he will play Robin just so
I don't think
Luka
so.
can be his best version.
I don't think he's going to do that.
NBA Countdown is presented by Hennessy. Made for more. 21 plus only. Please drink responsibly.
Sign up for ESPN Bet Sportsbook and get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the app today and sign up with the promo code COUNTDOWN to get started. The Heat, the Bulls. I'm looking at the bottom of the screen here, and everyone's rolling with the Miami Heat except for me in this one. I'm going to explain in a second, but I'm going to go to you, our resident member of the Miami Heat here, to explain what is it that Eric Spoelstra brings in these games.
I mean, Spo is the most alive. As much success as he's had, this is when he is at his best. He is the best at getting those guys to wrap their minds around the next 24 hours and what that needs to look like for those guys to be successful. They'll be connected. They'll be inspired. They understand that they've lost 3 out of all 3 of the games, and he's going to let those guys know there's no team in this association that should be able to beat us 4 straight times without us getting one. If I woke up in the morning and somebody told me we only had to get 1 game in a 1-game series to get to the next round, I'm taking the Miami Heat.
That's why I'm going Heat.
Right back.
I'll go with that.
Mike Breen, take it away.
Heat right there.
Welcome to the great city of Chicago, where tonight, the second night of the NBA's play-in tournament, the Bulls and Heat will look to keep their season from ending and hope to play Friday in Atlanta, hope to win that game, and then join the playoff party this weekend. As we welcome you to NBA Courtside, brought to you by Pronamel. Josh Giddey and the Bulls finished the season strong, wound up 9th in the Eastern Conference. Tyler Hero and the Heat had quite the roller coaster ride, but they're still alive and ready to play tonight. As you look at the Eastern Conference brackets, Orlando hammering Atlanta, so the Magic now moves on. They'll play the Celtics. The winner of tonight will play in Atlanta Friday. The winner of that game has the honor of playing the Cleveland Cavaliers. And good evening, everyone. Along with Richard Jefferson and Doris Burke, Mike Breen on hand, Cassidy Hubbard with us as well. This is an elimination game for one, and the other one gets a chance to fight for another day. So let's start off with the Miami Heat. What a long, strange trip it's been. That's what the Grateful Dead sung so beautifully years ago, and that's the case for this team. The Jimmy Butler drama, the Jimmy Butler trade, he's gone. It's now Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo's team, Doris, and they've done a terrific job holding it together.
They have, Mike, because when you go through that kind of drama or a franchise worst 10-game losing streak, you better have a consistent voice in your locker room. So step up the longest tenured, most consistent member of the Miami Heat. That's Bam Adebayo. He didn't play well out of the gates, but his voice remained consistent. For Tyler Hero, it has been nothing short of great basketball almost from the outset. With Jimmy, he was playing without the ball. Without Jimmy, he's now got a higher usage. He's got to create plays for himself, but career year almost across the board, an all-star for the first time. He's taken almost 9 threes a game. The guy has been absolutely electric down the stretch.
Meanwhile, for Chicago, they also had the big trade. Zach LaVine is gone, but they turned their season around courtesy of a pretty dynamic backcourt.
No, the backcourt has been outstanding. Last year it was Kobe White. He was a most improved player of the year candidate. But this year it's all been about Josh Giddey. He has been so impressive. You see that 38% from 3. That's a career high. Why is that important for Josh Giddey? That was something that prevented him from being on the floor in crucial moments, the lack of three-point shooting. But he's improved year over year. It opens up the floor for his passing, for his creating. There are three players that have had 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, and 500 assists. LeBron James, Jokic, and Josh Giddey.
So for both of these teams, the regular season was a season of change. With more on that, let's check in for the first time with Cassidy Hubbard. Hey, Cassidy.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, when you look at the arcs of both these teams this season, it's hard not to see the symmetry, at least at first. Both teams hovered around 500 for the first half of the season. Then they traded out their all-stars, Jimmy Butler to Golden State in a messy split, and Zach LaVine to Sacramento. Since then, Miami's struggling to find rhythm without Jimmy, whereas the Bulls offense has been surging behind Josh Giddey, who's taken over as the primary ball handler. And Josh told me when he started with the Bulls, he was trying not to step on any toes, but when Zach LaVine left, he knew that there was a void to fill. So post All-Star break, he said he came out with a new sense of confidence and is playing some of the best basketball of his career. Now, with a chance to redeem his benching in the playoffs last season in OKC and being a restricted free agent this summer, it'll be helpful for both his and the Bulls' future to snap a play-in losing streak against the Heat tonight to keep their playoff hopes alive, Mike.
All right, Cassidy, the Heat and the Bulls, third straight year they will meet in the play-in. I wouldn't call it a tradition unlike any other, but they're starting to make it a habit, a right to fight again here tonight in Chicago.
NBA Courtside on ESPN is presented by Pronamel Clinical Enamel Strength. 3 times stronger enamel with twice daily brushing.
It is the Heat cooler. Who is that and why?
Josh Giddey gives us nightmares. He is 14, 8, and 7 throughout the year. He is 20, 10, and 10 against the Miami Heat. I'm really interested to see what we do tonight. I think you put Wiggins on him, you put Bam on Vucevic, you switch all those pick and rolls, you try to keep those two guys on him all night. He can get his assists, but he can't get his points and assists. You got to take away something.
Yeah, he's been the key to this Bulls engine. But I do think Spoelstra, like you said, when you pick the Heat, probably one of the best, if not the best coach in the league at game planning, at least for this one game, win or go home.
Giddey, since the All-Star break, nearly 22 points a game, 50% shooting from the field, 46% from 3. And, oh, by the way, he's the second guy behind Kobe White leading the team in scoring since Zach LaVine is gone.
It's also going
Chicago
to be the matchup. Yeah, it's also going to be the matchup of the big men, right? Looking at Bam, looking at Vucevic. This is going to be fun. But for now, it's time to get you back to Chicago. Mike Breen, take it away.
Khalil, well, we need you.
To watch their Chicago Bulls, hoping it will not be the final game of the season for them. Josh Giddey and the Bulls, a terrific stretch down the end of the regular season. Bam Adebayo and the Heat dealing with so much drama throughout their season, but having some good stretches as well. Now, a chance to go to Friday and play in Atlanta. Bulls and Heat, opening tip coming up.
The SoFi NBA Play-In Tournament is presented by SoFi, the official bank of the NBA, and in part by Disney Cruise Line.
One game, there is pressure.
We know we're fighting for our lives right now.
We're confident we can go into a playing game, beat anybody.
You have to actually earn it.
The only way in is to win.
Giddey for the win!
And the situation is simple.
It's a do-or-die game. It's win or go home now.
Understanding that we got to go in there and win 2 games.
We're going to do whatever we need to do to get in the playoffs.
The last chance to make the playoffs.
Davis! Bring down the rim!
Want the reward?
Come on, man!
Welcome to the SoFi NBA Play-In Tournament. The Heat and the Bulls once again here at the United Center in Chicago. And a beautiful day here in April in the Windy City. A little bit windy, but a lot of sun. And the Bulls and Heat ready to go. Time for tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by New Balance. And for the Miami Heat, it's always interesting to see how a rookie will fare in his first postseason game. Khalil Ware has done a terrific job this year for the Heat. Little different pressure now. Meanwhile, same thing goes for Matas Buzelis, the rookie for the Chicago Bulls. He had a terrific rookie season as well. How's he going to deal with a little extra pressure? Just part of the playoff fun. And we are fired up. I know this is only a play-in, but it's the start of the best 2 months of the year.
Oh, this is the playoffs. I don't care. Play-in, I don't care how you name it. When somebody's going to go home if they don't win this game, you are officially in the postseason.
Chicago is 15-5 in their last 20 games. Top 10 both sides of the ball. The only team in the East with a better record in that span, the Boston Celtics. Can they sustain that level of play?
Now, I don't know if there's such a thing as a rivalry in the play-in tournament, but if there is, it's these two teams. This is the third straight year they've met in the play-in. The Heat have won the previous two, including a couple of years ago, the win that catapulted them to the playoffs on their way to the NBA Finals. But both teams drastically different from just 2 years ago. Wiggins drives, knocked out of his hands. Still going to be Heat ball.
Mike, you said that if both teams are in the there's a good and bad to that. It's great to see both teams fighting, but if you're consistently in the play-in, there might be some times to reassess some things.
Right, you don't want to be a part of a play-in rivalry.
No.
Wiggins, of course, coming over in the Jimmy Butler trade. He's dealt with some injuries since the trade, but when he's been healthy, he's played well. Speaking of playing well, that man right there. And a goaltend on Hero's initial shot, so 2 points for Tyler Hero.
Well, he's taken almost 9 threes per game, Tyler Hero, and the matchup was Josh Giddey. So that is something we can look forward to for the evening, I think. Tyler should be very aggressive if that's the matchup.
Chicago won 2 more games in the regular season than Miami, including all 3 games against them. Only played each other 3 times during the regular season. Hero with the deflection, trying to save it, but it goes out of bounds.
I love coming out and seeing the matchups. You had Bam Adebayo guarding Giddey. You're trying to see what's that doing. Are you just going to add some size to his playmaking?
Herter fires away. Another new member of the Chicago Bulls. And here comes Wiggins the other way. A contrast of styles. The second quickest team in terms of pace is Burks. Floats that one in. Alec Burks. Second fastest pace is Chicago, although Miami Doors is not playing as slow as they used to earlier this year.
And Eric Spoelstra made it very clear he's not trying to play prevent offense against Chicago to keep them out of transition. They want to get their own easy buckets. Wow.
That wasn't an easy bucket. It was an impressive one from Kobe White. He's put a lot of impressive buckets during the course of the season, a career high for him.
Well, and this is the key thing for Chicago, keeping the pressure on Miami. It doesn't matter if it's Kobe White, if it's Josh Giddey penetrating. This is what they want to do. They want to play fast, and they want to put the pressure on you, possibly getting some of your players in foul trouble.
The foul was on Ware. White knocking down the free throw. Hero off the bounce, goes right at the rookie, gets inside, and gets another layup.
2 touches, 2 downhill drives right to the rim from Tyler Hero.
Hero perhaps having his best season. Hero an all-star this year. Giddey turns, floats it up. That won't go, gets his own rebound, back up and in. That's what he's been doing the second half of the season.
Yeah, he's been rebounding, he's been assisting, he's been creating. But to your point, though, Doris, what I like about Tyler Hero, those 2 drives, those things open up your 3-point shot as Bam Adebayo with the finish off the dime from Tyler.
Well, you always look in games like this to your stars. Adebayo, who has been such a leader for this team. Hero, Giddey gets inside, flips it up. That shot won't go. He just clapped at one of the officials. Got to be careful there. Not happy with the non-call.
He's telling him heck of a job.
Wiggins goes up top to Hero. Hero very aggressive. Boy, talk about an open lane. And, of course, because of that, Billy Donovan quickly calls timeout. That's some poor defense as the Heat have hit 5 of their first 6 from the field.
We talked about Tyler Hero getting going. First year, he's an all-star, and he's starting off just like it. Attacking the Bulls, getting in the paint, being physical. This is what you want from your star to start a game. Miami Heat off to a start, all 10 points in the paint. But watch this, you get a double team, and now you got Vucevic closing out on Tyler Hero for just a stroll to the lane. 10 points in the paint, but that might be the easiest 2 so far.
And that might be the exact reason why Billy Donovan called the timeout. Bulls during the year, as Giddey launches up a three, that won't go. Rebound goes to Wiggins. During the year, they were the 19th rated defense in the NBA, 20th in offense. Wiggins pulls up from the elbow, and Vucevic grabs it. Bulls 18 and 23 at home this season. They actually had a better road record than home during the regular season. Herder poked away by Alec Burks. The Heat with a 9th rated defense in the NBA. Wiggins wide open three-pointer, got it to go in a quick 8-point lead.
And this is exactly what Spoelstra was talking about. Like, be opportunistic in transition or semi-transition. They're clearly trying to get Wiggins going offensively. They tried him on the post that you just touched on with the double. Then he had the ball at the top of the key trying to make a play individually. Like, they need his scoring tonight.
Vucevic 5 on 24. Kobe White steps into a three. A little aware of the rebound. Burks, the veteran, now in the starting lineup. Eric Spoelstra's made changes for various reasons to his starting lineup during the season. Hero, scoop layup again. Nobody getting into the paint so easily.
Yeah, they're not controlling the basketball at all when he's got it.
Kobe White's got it from long distance.
And that's what they want, that pace. That's what you were talking about, Mike. But to your point, sometimes if you have a transition team, they don't like it when you run on them. So you can also attack a transition team like Spoelstra's trying to do.
Nice backdoor, and Wiggins goes up and under. Beautiful pass from Bam Adebayo, one of the better passing big men in the league. Giddey goes hard, and Burks draws the foul. Shot won't go. The Bulls trying to say it could have been a goaltend, but I think he hit it before it hit the backboard.
Let's watch this time off dribble or pick and roll action. So he beat his defender individually twice. That time they used the screen. He's just navigating patiently down the other end. And then this is what they want to do. Quickly strike before that defense can react. Kobe White has been dangerous from three.
Giddey knocks down the first. Giddey, his first year with the Chicago Bulls, acquired in the trade from OKC for Alex Caruso, and it did not start all that well. Very inconsistent early, both shooting the ball. His defense was a bit of a struggle. But after that Zach LaVine trade, it's like a different player. He was one of the best players in the league since the All-Star break.
Yeah, statistically and performance-wise, team goes 15-5 in their last 20, and he's averaging almost a 20-point triple-double. So his numbers have generated wins. That's the ultimate compliment that you can give to a player.
Trying to fight and navigate some screens. Wiggins up top, where right back to Wiggins. Excellent give and go once again for the Heat.
We saw this when he played with Golden State. The ability to be an opportunistic cutter. And Wiggins doing exactly that.
Miami Heat 9 for 11 from the field. Giddey calling for a screen. Now pulls in using his height. Short shot is short. And Burks tracks it down. Hero. Nearly stolen. White had it. Lost it. Picked up by Wiggins, and a foul. Boy, Kobe White played that whole possession well, and he winds up picking up a personal foul. So White will pick up his first.
The basketball gods have got to come back to him later, Mike.
Let me just say this, Doris. You always hope for that, but it's not always the case.
You're not actually thinking that at this particular time,
well,
are you?
Well, you might say to the referees, you owe me one, or this situation happened, or you get on your teammates, but sometimes those basketball gods can be real
fickle.
Fickle. I was going to say something else.
It's a PG show.
Yeah, it's PG show.
Wiggins guarded by Giddey. Wiggins spins, kicks it back out. Adebayo tries the three-pointer. Rebound, Giddey goes high. And a reaching foul call on Wiggins. That will be his first. Excuse me. On Ware, my mistake. So that's 2 on Ware.
Haywood Highsmith checking in for the Heat.
Ware's going to sit down.
And to me, that Ware is big. Again, he's the roller. He's the lob threat. He allows the Miami Heat to play with size. Bam Adebayo goes to the 4. So that size is big. We've seen how they've attacked the paint already against the Chicago Bulls. The size and paint defense is not their strong point. So losing Ware to 2 fouls early in this first quarter is pretty big.
Haywood Highsmith comes in for him. Giddey looking for Vucevic. Highsmith guarding him down low. Patrick Williams slides, hangs on, jumper, shot won't go. And Burks the rebound. Shot hitting the head. Hero again, aggressive drives. Herter knocks it off his leg. Good hands from Kevin Herter. Giddey not only with great size as the ball is deflected and kicked out of bounds. Still Chicago ball.
That's twice, though. On the duck in, Vooch had shown his numbers to the passer. I thought Giddey missed him 2 possessions ago. But that's to your point, Richard. Now you got Bam checking him at the 5. Can he duck in? This is a very productive post player when you give him touches in there.
Dangerous pass. Vucevic, the spin and the finish. Another double-double season for Nick Vucevic. Burks on the drive. Falls down, gets it out. Highsmith. Hero guarded by Terry. Dalen Terry just checked in. Shot clock winding down. A he from way outside. Tyler Hero, 11 points already.
That's what good players do. Great players. You play great defense and they could just make a difficult shot. But right now, the Bulls are having trouble just even finding that post.
Highsmith knocks down the 3. And Alec Burks, by the way, defensively has done an excellent job. He's had 1 steal and a couple of deflections.
There's one team in attack mode and one team on their heels. Right now, it's the Miami Heat setting the tone of this one.
Vucevic one-on-one with Adebayo. Can't get that to fall. Adebayo runs down the rebound. Good ball handling from Adebayo, trying to go coast to coast, but poked away. Last touch by Vucevic. Miami ball.
Kobe White's returning for the Bulls, entering for the Heat.
So my Arizona guy, Terry, doing a good job defensively, but just that step back. That's a good contest. And the way Tyler, that's what we talked about. Tyler has driven so many times into that paint, so you want to give him a little cushion looking for a pick and roll. That's when he steps back and gets that separation.
Wiggins floats that one up, can't get it to fall. Fight for the rebound. Williams. Giddey looking to push again. Giddey drives past Highsmith. Quick burst and an easy bucket for Chicago.
That's him at his best. Going downhill, he's been tremendous finishing at the rim, and he's got such good size.
Davion Mitchell in the game finds Wiggins. Wiggins finds 3-point range. His second 3-pointer. He's got 10 points in the first. And a 14-point Heat lead. Terry on the drive. Somehow squeezed that one in off the glass. There wasn't a lot of room there. Burks steps into a 3. Giddey tips it nicely to Vucevic.
And the Bulls went in the zone there to try and just switch up the defense because they were given everything that they could. And what a pass.
Woo. That's beautiful basketball. It's been a dynamic backcourt down the stretch. But the Bulls still trail here early. Tournament continues Friday with a Western Conference 8th place game. The Grizzlies will now take the winner of tonight's Dallas-Sacramento game. That all starts at 9:30 Eastern on ESPN. Eric Spoelstra and the Miami Heat, to say they had a tumultuous season would be an understatement. Finished with the 37 wins. That's their worst regular season record in 10 years. Of course, when your best player doesn't want to be there and all that drama, the suspensions, and finally the trade, it's hard for anybody to function. But Spoelstra talking about Bam Adebayo, his leadership during this entire season, he thought was just off the charts.
No, and that's what you need. But Bam has been there. He's had the Udonis Haslem, the Kevin Love. He's had the veterans. And so now it's his turn to be that guy and step up and lead.
Duncan Robinson. This is his first shot. Adebayo, the offensive rebound. Kyle Anderson out there as well. Also obtained in the trade. Kobe White got a hand on it. Deflected out. 4.4 remaining on the shot clock.
Well, the Miami Heat, the team that has played by far the most zone possessions, but Chicago coming with the zone here a little bit in the first quarter.
Doris, if you play defense like that in the first quarter, you try zone too. It's early, but you try zone also.
Adebayo tries a three-pointer. That's good. Bam Adebayo. During the regular season, 36% from three-point range. Good ball denial from Wiggins. Big height advantage for Vucevic, but Wiggins is a very good and strong defender. Trying to battle. Kobe White hoists up the three. That won't go. Duncan Robinson the rebound. Now White trying to defend Adebayo down low. And that's what you call a mismatch, but won by Chicago.
Yeah, but that's on Vooch. I mean, to be honest with you, Mike, he's pointing at Kobe White, saying, take him. I mean, that's a complete mismatch. Vooch has got to be better than that. Sprint, dig him out, and switch the matchup.
Vucevic kicks it out. Bad pass, too high. Turnover number 4 for Chicago.
But that's where we see players like Draymond Green be a defensive player of the year.
Yes.
He is the ultimate of that, communicating, get out, sprinting, forcing players around. Draymond Green would never sprint and say, tell Steph to guard, bam. He would get him there and sprint Steph out.
That's correct.
Zach Collins has come on. Got him during the season from San Antonio. Robinson drives inside, Adebayo. Mitchell gets a running start. Back to Adebayo, the foul line. Push shot won't go. Patrick Williams grabs it. The Heat have cooled off now, just 59% after that incredible start. Terry shot blocked by Anderson. Terry tried to grab it, deflected, and Miami ball with 2:16 remaining here in the first.
Boy, Anderson, just so smart. You can play him in a variety of different spots on the floor. That time he's middle of the paint. Send that thing back.
He's one of the guys, no matter where he's played in his career, his teams usually function better when he's on the floor. Wiggins inside, Adebayo the fake, blocked but a foul.
Well, I'd love to see Andrew Wiggins this aggressive, and I think this is by design. He has been aggressive as a scorer. He's mixed the spots on the floor. Now it's just about, okay, I'm going to touch paint, and I'm going to create a little close and get it to Bam. I've liked his approach.
Patrick Williams with his first foul. Upcoming SoFi playing schedule brought to you by Vicks NyQuil. TNT Friday. The winner of this game will play in Atlanta 7 Eastern, and then on ESPN Friday, Memphis will host the winner of tonight's Dallas-Sacramento game. More on these games, go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. I think it's fair to say the play-in tournament has been quite the success.
It has been a huge success. I wasn't the biggest fan, especially because I've been a 7 seed and I've beaten a 2 seed. So to see a 7 seed win 50 games and then to have to battle for your life, the team could get hot. And then if you want to invest in the regular season, taking away those 2 spots. But I think it's turned out better than we could ever imagine.
Giddey, three-pointer's good. Giddey's been dealing with a forearm injury. Didn't play a bunch of games down the stretch. Missed 3 of the final 4. But his three-point shooting has been quite the turnaround, a big part of his success. Buzelis, the rookie for the Bulls out there. Hero, step back three-pointer's good. Tyler Hero is 6 for 6 from the field. He's got 14.
These shooters and the elite, tight footwork to get into their shot is so impressive.
Good ball denial for Mitchell. Davion Mitchell, a really good defensive player. Anderson knocked it off Giddey's foot. Boy, the Heat not only moving their feet, but quick hands has forced some turnovers.
No, it's been impressive to watch. Again, ball movement here gets him going one way, steps in, step back. That is elite footwork, like you said, Doris, because it's not only just to do it, but also to stay on balance while you do it. That's where the strength comes in.
Mitchell keeps his dribble alive, still searching. Hero off the bounce, gets inside, foul from behind. Tyler Hero already with 14 points. He'll take his first free throws as Kobe White picks up his second foul.
The one thing that I've noticed in the first 11 minutes of this game, the Heat are playing with force on the offensive end and on the defensive end. Right now, Chicago is only playing with force on the offensive end. There is zero force or intensity for this Chicago Bulls team early on.
Hero led the team in scoring, a career high 23.9, and a career high field goal percentage. And just as important as any other stat, had a career high 77 games. He'd never played 70 games in his career, but stayed healthy and stayed true through all the drama that happened during the season.
251 threes, a franchise record, or no, I'm sorry, second most to Duncan, but close. But I think the most impressive part to me, Richard, is toggling between roles, playing off the ball with Jimmy and having to increase his usage and become something different without him.
Giddey whips a pass. Collins tries a corner three, and that's good. I'm impressed with the word toggling.
Toggling?
How does one toggle?
Yeah, I don't know. I know it on the PlayStation button. That's how I know the toggle.
But by the way, Collins shot. He has foot on the line. Two-pointer. Mitchell gets inside. Fouled on the pass. But they're on a penalty, so Mitchell will shoot some free throws with 35.3 seconds remaining. Mitchell acquired in the Butler trade, came from the Raptors, a very complicated a bunch of teams, but he's been a terrific addition. In the 30 games he's played with the Heat, started 15 times, averaged double figures, and defense is his strength, but he's become a better offensive player since coming to Miami.
Well, when you're a defensive player, that gets you on the court. So sometimes maybe your lack of offense is glaring, but your intensity on defense is impressive. He was like that in Sacramento. But the more and more you work, you put in the time. We talked about Josh Giddey three-point percentage improving every single year. That means he's working, and I think it's the same thing for Davion Mitchell.
He's got a great nickname, Off Night.
Off Night.
Because whoever he's guarding usually has an off night. In the NBA, it doesn't happen as regularly as it did when he first got the nickname. Oh, beautiful pass, Collins to Giddey.
Well, he did get the off-night nickname in college. The league is a little different.
Yeah,
the league is a little different.
About a second and a half difference shot clock and game clock. The most points the Heat have scored in the first quarter of the season is 40. And here in the play-in game, they throw up 39. But their defense has been exceptional. Stolen by Buzelis. Final seconds. He's got to get it off. Just does in time. And hits the three. No, they wave it off. That was close. Zach Zarber said no, but they will review it. A rookie, perhaps a tenth of a second late. The crowd just saw the replay. I think they're going to overturn it. I think that's good. Boy, is that close.
Time for tonight's Access, brought to you by Häagen-Dazs, here with Tyler Hero. And Tyler, you had 16 of your team's 39. It was apparent you guys wanted to come out attacking. How do you feel your aggressiveness paid off in that first?
Yeah, we just got to continue to get stops, get out in transition, and then on our made baskets and our missed baskets, make sure we're getting back in transition, not to allow them to get any easy buckets.
Yeah, your defense was stout in that first quarter, but we know this team likes to run. So how do you continue to control the pace going forward?
Generate good, shots on offense and continue to get back on defense. Like I said, we got to get back in transition and allow no easy buckets.
Thanks for your time, Tyler. Good luck.
All right, Cass, Hero. They haven't been running, but they've been pushing their type of pace, and Hero he hasn't missed yet. He's 7 for 7 from the field.
End of the first, they doubled him to get the ball out of his hands. That was the first time we've seen it. Does that increase here?
Buzelis out of bounds when he caught it. So here's the three-pointer from Buzelis, his first points in a postseason game.
Wow, it doesn't get closer than that. We couldn't even see from our angle. I was actually surprised as the quick no good, but that's as close as it comes.
Mitchell up top. Robinson, Anderson. Ware steps back, and the rookie off the mark. Kobe White looking to push and see how the Heat just sprint back. Mitchell, good defense on White, but better offense. Another tough shot from Kobe White. Average almost 20.5 points per game, a career high for him this season. Duncan Robinson finds some room.
Guys, how many times are we going to see the dribble drive and then a paint touch for the Miami Heat? You're going to generate all kinds of great shots if you continue to beat them that consistently.
Heat still shooting well, 61%. Giddey fakes the handoff. Good defense from Anderson. Ellis, little Euro step, or steps as Hero grabs the rebound. Hero whips a pass. What a look from Tyler Hero. 18 points and 3 assists already, and a 15-point lead for the Heat.
The reason why this is shocking is we've talked about in the last 20 games the way they've played. They've been a top 10 defense, and right now they are not putting forth a lot of pressure. It looks like they're more concerned with their offense than anything else.
Another deflection, this time from Kyle Anderson. Lobs it into Ware. He's got the height advantage on Giddey and throws it down. And a timeout, Billy Donovan. The lead is ballooned to 17, largest here in the first half. 13 assists for Miami.
Sometimes, Mike, you're just on the lookout for a hero. Tyler Hero has been all about, just watch his eyes, looking off one way. Mr. Ware, an easy bucket for you. Tyler Hero doing some work early. Don't tell him it's not the playoffs.
Here in Chicago on a beautiful night. A reminder, you can win $1 million with a perfect bracket. Make your playoff picks with NBA Pick'em Bracket Challenge presented by Castrol. For your chance to win big, play free at NBA.com/bracket or on the NBA app. Trying to predict who's going to win some of the series of these playoffs is just, it's going to be impossible. There's so many great possible first-round matchups. And it all starts on Saturday, but still some play-in action tonight. And then Friday night as well. Vucevic back in. Kobe White back up top. Vucevic, a good three-point shooter. This is that Hero, the rebound. Vucevic shot a career high from 3 this season of 40%. Davion Mitchell back out to Anderson. Robinson tries a 3. Vucevic the save. And Hero called for a reach in. That's going to be his first.
Foul on the Heat, number 14, Tyler Hero, his first, team's first.
Holes right now are Dalen Terry, Kobe White, Vucevic, Ellis, and Josh Giddey. Terry back up top. Ellis launches his three-pointer. Can't get that one. Ware high for the rebound.
Boy, a Chicago team that has taken a lot and making a lot of threes all year cannot find it tonight.
Ball deflected and stolen. White steps back. Tried to draw a foul. Instead throws up a bad shot. But Terry with the save back to White, but he was out of bounds.
And I actually like the defense that they played. Deflections, hands in the passing lanes. They're playing with more force. You're not surprised that the Miami Heat and the way they're playing, their culture, they've been in the play-in. They've also been through the finals through the play-in. That means that they're not afraid of these moments. And so for the Chicago Bulls, they have to meet that intensity. And so far, it hasn't been there. They've even tried to go zone to try and match some sort of intensity and switch it up.
Jalen Horton-Tucker's come on for Chicago. Duncan Robinson gets a good look. And another three-pointer. They're 7 of 12 from three-point range. And it's a 20-point lead. Crowd has gotten quiet, understandably. The Heat so impressive to start. Vucevic with an answer.
I think it would find its level. I mean, they're 3rd in three-point makes, 3rd in attempts, and 13th in percentage. Like, they're a better shooting team than they've shown.
Robinson off the bounce. Shot clock at 7. Vucevic closes. Robinson a contested 3. That's good. What a tough shot from Duncan Robinson with a 7-footer right in his face. Josh Giddey. The spin. Shot blocked. I think it was Robinson that actually got the piece of it. Bulls pick it up. Shot clock down to 7. Ellis up top. Horton-Tucker goes right at Mitchell. Well defended. Dalen Terry tries a 3. Can't get it to fall. Ware high for the rebound. A rookie with 5 boards already. Khalil Ware, the spin move. Vucevic knocks it out of his hands. Good hand. That's the second time Vucevic has done that.
Let's watch Duncan Robinson move without the basketball. He's down there just thinking, where is my next three-point shot coming from? And this is the one Mike talked about. Very little space. You're pinned deep in that corner. 7-footer in your grill.
Look, you want to critique, but in my opinion, that is as good of a defense as you can play against Duncan in that corner.
He came out strong. They've led the entire first half. Kobe White struggles with his dribble. Officials looking at each other. Nobody had a definitive look, so they're going to jump it up. Zach Sarver, the crew chief in his 22nd year. Jump it up at center court. Any two can jump.
You know it's the right call when no player has complained about the jump ball, Mike. But no player complaining, and all three referees looked around and was like, jump ball, and players were like, we're fine with that.
You know, the NBA referees, they put out a video every once in a while to kind of clarify rules and the way they do things. And they recently had one. They're going to have to throw it up again. That was a pretty miserable toss. But they asked the referees, what's the toughest call for an NBA referee? And they had 10 different referees. All 10 said the same thing. Out of bounds call.
Wow. And I have to say, you know, we don't say if players raise their hand. Zach Zarba just mouthed, that was a bad toss.
Was tosses like that while they got rid of the jump ball in the college game. Zarba, though, has been one of the elite officials for years, every year in the NBA Finals. Mitchell, Adebayo, foul line jumper, well short. Buzelis the rebound. Buzelis such an interesting player for the Chicago Bulls, just 20 years old. Kobe White gets inside, good hard drive. Vucevic's tip won't go. Adebayo knocks it away. There's Wiggins going coast to coast, layup won't go. Adebayo with a rebound, left-handed puts it up and in.
Okay, Richard, like they're getting absolutely abused in the paint. Where does it come from? If you're a Chicago Bull player, like where does the defensive grit come from right now?
Well, I think it's collection. It's a collection of guys as you see the foul. Well, even Coach Donovan went to his zone. He went to his zone and said, hey, can we figure out something? But here's the last play. You get Wiggins getting in. Again, Bam Adebayo pretty much unchecked, gets the offensive rebound, and then goes up. But to your point, it's got to either be an individual that says that this is much, but they've got 55 points with 6 minutes to go, and they're down by 22.
Williams poked away, gets it back. Shot clock at 5. Anderson all over Herter. Herter creates some space, launches in and out. I think a part of it for Chicago, their offense, which is what has started all this terrific end of the regular season, they just can't get it going. It's the highest scoring Bulls team in franchise history, and they only have 33 points right now. Buzelis counted on a foul. Now the rookie with his second field goal and a chance for a three-point play.
Okay, and this guy is one bright spot because he is fun to watch. He's got incredible size. He's fearless. Like, is he going to make some mistakes because he's young? You bet. But this guy is not going to shy away from a challenge. He's got some unbelievable hops. To me, one of the fun young players in the league to watch.
I agree.
And he said before his first postseason game, I don't get nervous. With more on him, let's go to Cassidy.
Yeah, those who've been paying attention to Matas Buzelis know that he's not short on confidence. He also said that. I don't lack confidence, but that doesn't mean he has not been open to growing this season. In fact, Billy Donovan took a hard-nosed approach with his rookie, putting a plan in place from the beginning of the season to really ease him in minutes-wise, which Matas told me was really tough at first, but as the season went on, he gained a lot of trust with the coaching staff and his teammates, and said that he started asking Billy to continue to be hard on him and push him and giving credit for his growth as a professional, and Billy giving Matas credit as well for earning his starting role, guys.
Here, Cassidy, nice pass that time from Buzelis, who's born and raised in the Chicago area. His parents were from Lithuania, played professional basketball, and then came to Chicago. The 11th pick in the draft, and he thinks he should have gone higher. Highsmith against the rookie, flips it up and in. Nice move from Haywood Highsmith. The Bulls have 37 points, and there's just 4.5 remaining. As White flips it too hard off the glass. Heat again when they've had chances, looking to push the pace. Adebayo flips that one up. Just 3 of 9 from the field. He has 6 rebounds, a couple of assists. Williams up top, Vucevic looking. Kobe White off the bounce. Boy, good defense here from the Heat. They force another turnover. Highsmith gets the advance pass. That's 10 turnovers for the Chicago Bulls as we're under 4 to play in the second. Robinson a contested 3.
I still think if Duncan Robinson gets a shot off, you haven't done your job. It's not a matter of whether or not he misses. You want to limit his attempts. You got to close him out even closer.
Patrick Williams too strong. Bulls now 4 of 15 from 3. Crowd getting a little antsy. And a foul and a timeout call. A rough start for the Chicago Bulls and Josh Giddey.
About everything, and this was a failure not on the rookie. I don't blame the rookie for what you are about to see here. He shoots the free throw line. Nobody knows who is guarding who. Now watch Buzelis. He is looking for who he's guarding. He's like, am I guarding this guy? Oh, no, that's Vooch. Am I guarding him? No, that's somebody else. And then it leads to a wide open 3. That is so preventable off a free throw line. That is not the rookie's fault. Now, as he matures, but who is the veteran that's like, you have him, who am I matched up with? That was an avoidable 3 that you gave up, and you're already down what you were down.
There was never a group huddle. There were never, guys pointing, hey, you've got him, you've got him. No communication whatsoever.
Hence a 23-point lead for Miami. Wiggins back in. Wiggins sidestep, left-handed shot, rolls around and drops in. And Wiggins with 12 points here in the first half.
And all these made buckets mean Chicago can't get out in transition, where they have been so prolific and dangerous in turning their season around. Starting around March 6th, they really started to find their strides.
Kevin Huerter, bank shot is good.
But even that bucket, Mike, Chicago wants to play with pace and flow. They're having to create shots individually off the bounce every trip. Miami has played their game plan perfectly.
Wiggins steps back. His three-pointer can't go. Giddey with a rebound. Giddey 13 points to lead the Bulls in scoring. Only player in double figures. And only 39 points total. Huerter calling for a screen. Vucevic lobs it in. Wiggins pokes it away. That's 11 turnovers now for Chicago. Up and under. Shot won't go. Adebayo had it. Lost it. Hero right there. Blocked but foul.
And that's the same thing. We talk about those 11 turnovers. I had 10 circled because I wanted to talk about it. But on the other side, it's the Miami Heat. They only have 5. So it's 5 turnovers to 11. And if you talk about Chicago is having to take the ball out of the net, they're not creating turnovers. So that's what's really stifling their offense and not allowing them to play at the pace and with the efficiency that they normally do.
He did 57% from the field. Hero now 19 points here in the first half. Buzelis going to come back in, and Williams sit down. Williams with his second foul. High draft pick, talented player. Size just has never found that consistent right formula.
Yeah, and I wonder, Mike, he comes into the league with an NBA-ready body immediately. And there's skill there, but there's a passiveness to Patrick on a nightly basis that can be frustrating.
And you see signs of great potential, just does not get there consistently. Huerter trying to get something going. That's his second straight field goal. 4 points for Huerter. But the Bulls have put themselves in an enormous hole as we're under 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. It's one of the best first halves of the season for Miami. Beautiful pass. Wiggins lobs it into Adebayo. The Heat have 20 assists in the first half. Vucevic answers with a 3. He becomes the second Bull in double figures. Meanwhile, everybody contributing offensively for Miami, led by this guy. Hero step back, gets a good look, three-pointer, got it. Tyler Hero is 8 for 8 from the field. He's got 23 points.
That's what I've seen from Tyler Hero this year. It seems like the game is slowing down for him, as it does as players improve and they gain experience. But he's getting everything that he wants, and he's not speeding up trying to search out shots.
Kobe White comes back and knocks it down. Well, the Bulls getting a little bit of rhythm offensively, but it's been a disaster on the defensive end. Mitchell, by the way, 5 assists in 16 minutes off the bench. Drives, floaters, up and good. Well, he has been an excellent pickup. Giddy harassed by Mitchell. Kobe White, the crossover, stops, knocked out of his hands by Wiggins. White thought he was fouled. Looked like a good defensive play from Wiggins.
Wiggins has had a heck of a half, Mike. He's had his hand in a lot of things. Scoring the basketball, he's got 4 boards.
So many deflection stores. Hero kicks it back out. Highsmith, plenty of time. Can't get that to go. And Giddy with his 5th rebound. Shot clock is turned off. Heat do have a foul to give here. Giddy makes his move, spins, back up top. Kobe White, three-pointer, off the mark. And that will end one of the best first half of the season for Miami. It's their largest halftime lead. And they'll go into the locker room with a 24-point lead and a smattering of boos for the home team as Kobe White and the Bulls with a big-time struggle. The Hyundai halftime reports coming up. The Heat red hot. Malika, Stephen A., Bob Myers, and a former Heat legend, Udonis Haslem. The play-in game. The winner goes home. The winner goes to Atlanta. The loser goes home. Right now, Miami in complete control. A 24-point lead. Welcome back. SoFi NBA play-in tournament. And here in Chicago, Miami Heat so impressive. They've led the entire first half by as many as 25. Our first half stats brought to you by PayPal. 59% shooting, 10 of 18 from 3, 21 assists, just 5 turnovers as they have stymied a Chicago Bulls team that have been scoring a lot of points. Hi again, everyone, with Pritchard and Doris. Mike Breen on hand. We'll check in at Cassie in just a moment. This was an absolute goring of the Bulls in the first half. And the Heat, great offense, but it's their defense that kind of made the difference.
Yes, the goring of the Bulls, that was a heck of a line there. We're not going to let that kind of slide over, but the defense was outstanding, Mike. That's what was impressive to watch. And again, everywhere that they go is the way you see the collapse of the Miami Heat team. You never saw that with Chicago. Everywhere they would go, there was 2 or 3 bodies there.
I think the most important thing they did was keep the Chicago Bulls out of transition and made every guy try to play and beat them individually off the bounce. Just stellar defensively.
That was tonight's Star Watch, brought to you by Booking.com. And offensively, he erupted from the opening start. Tyler Hero, 23 points. He also had 3 assists. As we check in with Cassidy.
Yeah, and you're seeing an experienced team in the Heat tonight. And I spoke to Bam and Tyler about how they bonded this season amid the messy Jimmy Butler departure. And Tyler told me they've continued to talk about needing to be the closest they've ever been to continue to lead this group. He said, no matter what's going on, me and Bam always have to have the same page mentality. And Bam emphasized that it's just important for the team to hear our voice, to see us. And he said this season has taught them how to be the 2 men in front, no matter what that looks like. Points, rebounds, whatever it is, trying our best to impact winning. And just at 25 and 27, even though they joke calling themselves the last of the Mohicans guys, as they, along with Duncan Robinson, are the last remaining players from their recent finals run, they know the Heat's future starts and ends with them.
Well, it's 13 now, Cassidy. Jimmy Butler gone, and Hero picks up that foul. That's his 2nd personal. And they had that 10-game losing streak, which was so difficult. A number of those games were close, tough losses. Then they bounced back with 6 victories in a row.
Mike, I had this team when they were in the midst of it. And that guy standing on the sideline, Eric Spoelstra, with his hands on his hips right now, he had that exact same look. And he's telling us in the pregame coaches meeting, I'm alive. I'm energized. We've got to figure out how to be worthy to win basketball games. I mean, this is a very definition of a basketball sicko, as our friend J.J. Redick would like to call people. This guy he's so good.
You saw Riley and Alonzo Mourning there as Adebayo has it. You know, not that other coaches don't. As the Bulls knock it loose, Hero gets it back. Still time on the shot clock. Hero sets up, three-pointer. That won't go, and that's his first miss. He was 8 for 8 from the field in the first half. Long way to go. Bulls have had a lot of comebacks this season as Kobe White had a good look and it wouldn't fall. He's now 4 of 12 from the field. White, too, has been scoring and scoring efficiently. Not the case tonight. Khalil Ware, the rookie, using his height, banks it too hard off the glass. Here comes Buzelis. Buzelis the crossover, back up top. Vucevic gets a clean look. The shot's not falling. Buzelis had it, lost it, but he got fouled. Bulls ball. A little cheer from the crowd for some physical play.
And I like the energy. I like the energy. He tries to drive, gets cut off by Vooch's man, so he kicks it out. Vooch has been shooting a career-high 40% from three. But what that does is it opens it up. The next time you drive, maybe that big doesn't help, and you're able to finish. So it's playing the game within the game.
White, a 20-point scorer during the regular season, finds Herter. Herter knocks that one down. Very important, just a little bit at a time. Cut it to 18. Of course, Herter had a lot of big playoff games when he was playing with the Atlanta Hawks. Wiggins goes right up Buzelis. Vucevic may have got a piece of it. Ware gets it back. He had a shot blocked. Here comes Giddey. Giddey drives, can't finish. Burks the rebound. The old pro Alec Burks in his first year in Miami. Wiggins catches, fires. Vucevic tips it right to Herter. You can see a different bounce to the Bulls' step, at least the first couple of minutes here. Herter at three.
They just got to keep getting stops. Don't let this missed shot opportunity there affect your defense. Keep grinding.
Bam Adebayo. Foul. Vucevic call for the personal. Be his first. Adebayo will shoot.
And that's just a silly foul by Vooch. You did a good job taking the physicality, allowing him to go to your body, and then just, you know, even veteran players can make a lazy play. You just swipe down, but you already had him taking a difficult shot. The reason why that's so glaring is because you have no room for error. You can't make a mistake, especially if you're one of the veterans on the roster.
Crowd a little back into it. Again, there was a smattering of boos in the first half, but they're a little fired up right now. And they can just to try and keep everyone who thinks this one's over interested. 13 times in the season, the Bulls, they led the league in come from behind victories in the fourth quarter.
And you also know what that means, though, Mike, right? They were coming from behind the fourth quarter.
Well, there's a reason they're 39 and 43, but they finished so strong with the 15 and 5. Wiggins just takes it out of the hand of Kobe White. Here's Tyler Hero. The pass to Adebayo. Those two connecting once again. 22 assists now for Miami. Lead back up to 20.
Turnovers, so piling up. They hurt him in the first half, hurt him there again.
12 to only 5 for Miami. 12 for the Bulls. Giddey with 6 to shoot. Giddey sneaks inside. Beautiful shot off with his offhand. Little English off the glass. Herter guarding Hero. And a kick ball.
Let's watch Andrew Wiggins play some defense. Such a pivotal part of the last Golden State championship on the defensive end. He's contending with the small, speedy Kobe White, who usually can get by on the dribble drive, and this is what it leads to. Little transition bounce pass, and Bam, no doubt.
Wiggins steps back, knocks down the three. There's some contact after the release. Wiggins having excellent game, 15 points, 3 of 5 from 3. Vucevic against the rookie Ware. Adebayo lurking. Giddey tries that three-pointer. Can't get it. Vucevic the rebound. Ellis hesitated. And Giddey foul by Tyler Hero. It's 3 on Hero. Side out for the Bulls. Bulls had defeated the Heat all 3 games during the regular season. Ellis gets inside. Good aggressive move. And that gets the crowd fired up.
Come on now. He's 6'10", bouncy 6'10".
And he's skinny and still bullying. I like to see the skinny guys that can still bully. That means that when they get a little bit more strength, it's a problem.
That skinny guy now with 7 points out of Bio. Back up top. Hero fakes. Hero drives. Alec Burks. 3-pointer won't go. Vucevic grabs another rebound. His 10th. Double-double for Vucevic. The Bulls still down 19. Kevin Huerter. Ellis tries again, gets inside, lays it up. The left hand, Eric Spoelstra calls timeout. Ellis and the Bulls showing some signs of life here in the 3rd quarter.
He talked about the rookie. He got the message. He fears no one. Body him off you and dunk on Alec. Okay, I see you. Then here, taking his time, going against the All-Star. He does not care. I'm bigger than you.
The SoFi NBA Play-In Tournament is brought to you by Walt Disney World Resort, the most magical place on earth.
Anthony Davis and the Dallas Mavericks coming up next on ESPN, taking on the Sacramento Kings in the 9-10 Western Conference play-in game. Just still seems odd to say Anthony Davis and the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, it's not going to get easier, Mike. Not going to get easier.
Well, for the Dallas fans and the Dallas players and the Dallas coaches, you hope it does.
Yes. I don't know if it's easy for him yet.
No. Meanwhile, the Heat shot 59% from the field in the first half, and they're just 2 of 8 here to start the 3rd. Wiggins throws it up. Adebayo tried to tip it, but Giddey, I believe they call it on Giddey. Yep. His 2nd foul. The Heat will take it out. Willie Donovan had the great honor of going into the Hall of Fame in the class of 2025. Coaching for a long time, national championships at Florida. So much success at Oklahoma City, trying to help turn it around here in Chicago. Wiggins sneaks in, can't get it. Gets it back, however, and brings it back out. Hero the floater. 25 points in 22 minutes for Tyler Hero.
Yeah, but a different level of compete, at least contesting the Miami Heat in the paint, where they were run over Chicago in the first half.
Huerter misses. Ware the rebound.
And I still stand by the way that Tyler's playing. He's 9 for 10, 8 for 8, but he's not trying to go get a career high. He's trying to pick his spots, and he's doing the right things at the right time. That's the growth and maturity of Tyler Hero.
Giddey. Foul from behind. Free throws for Josh Giddey.
I'm going to tell you, not a lot of players that go 8 for 8 in the first half. Do they take their time and only put up 2 shots to start the 3rd quarter? A lot of these guys are trying to push the envelope, but Tyler is trying to play the right way, picking his spots, taking his shots, and just such an efficient game so far.
Giddey misses the free throw. Giddey, of course, from Australia. Remember asking him, what's the biggest myth about Australia? He says, everybody thinks there are kangaroos everywhere.
Who doesn't love a kangaroo, though? Do you know what a baby kangaroo is called, Mike?
Here we go.
I'm just asking.
No, I don't.
Joey.
There we go. Look at DB. Look at DB. I just found that out like a week ago.
That's the most excited you've been all night.
I never knew. I'm surprised that DB had it locked in.
Well done, Doris. Giddey trying to chase Hero. Hero gets into the paint, pulls up. Boy, he's in control. That one didn't go down, but he's in such control of his game. 18-point lead. Largest is 25. We're midway through the third. Giddey. Fancy pass to Vucevic. Nearly lost it back to Buzelis. The rookie at 3.
But that's how you guard. There was a fire to put out, and Bam Adebayo came over to help put the fire out.
Wiggins creates some space. Can't get that to fall.
But they shot the lights out from 3 in that first half, 10 for 18. But more of a struggle for Miami. And all of a sudden, Chicago's starting to make threes.
And Kobe White, his third three-pointer. He now has 14. It's 15. The Heat have been up double figures since midway through the first quarter by as many as 25, but the Bulls starting to crawl their way back into it.
Well, Kobe White has been absolutely a guy who you've got to guard from 3. It's been a little bit of a struggle the last 5, but starting to find it.
But we got to take care of the basketball. We cannot let our defense or offense impact our defense. We'll get stops and we'll run. Okay, we're doing a much better job right now attacking the right way. Okay, open it up and sacrifice for each other. Good job. Our identity: stops and runs, stops and run. All right, come on now, let's go. Here we go.
The soon-to-be Hall of Famer, once known as Billy the Kid, when he led Providence to the 1987 Final Four. Go ahead, Doris. It's your turn.
No, it just changed an entire institution. He was so humble about his induction, talking about everybody who was responsible but himself, which is very typical Billy.
Just for those who don't know, you were there at Providence playing
Correct.
Point guard.
He was the second best point guard in the past.
There's my DB. There's my DB.
Kobe White finds some room, launches, can't get it to go. Alec Burks the rebound. Davion Mitchell back in the game, had a strong first half. This makes an impact on both ends. Adebayo can't get that to fall. Dalen Terry. Patrick Williams out there as well. Kobe White drives, blocked by Highsmith. What a rejection. White goes down.
And this is the defense that the Miami Heat played in the first half. They gave up nothing easy. Kobe White thought he had a lane, but took it away. And let me say this. The Chicago Bulls are second and third quarter points, and they are third and fourth quarter points. They are a team that likes to give away the ball to Bam Adebayo for an easy dunk, as I'm complimenting them.
The turnovers have been killers for the Bulls. That's now 13 that have led to 19 Miami points. Lead back up to 19. Vucevic and Wiggins arm wrestling. Foul on Wiggins. That'll be his second. And they're in the penalty. So Vucevic to shoot. Billy Donovan going in, and of course he's going to be the Bulls representative this year. But congratulations also to Mickey Arison, a wonderful owner for the Miami Heat. The Arison family have been such a wonderful addition to the NBA since they purchased the team back in 1995.
They are just first class. I've sat next to them. I've worked with Mickey's son during the Olympics in '04, and you talk about representing. Heat culture starts with them, and then it goes to Pat Riley, and then it goes to Eric Spoelstra and spills on down. So Lonzo Mourning, one of the architects of Heat culture.
You saw Riley there. That was, of course, the first big move that Mickey Arison did. Brought him to Miami. Hard to believe Pat Riley's been with the Heat for 30 years.
Wow.
Speaking of Hall of Famers. One of the greatest coaches in all of sports. Mitchell. 8 out of 24 season opening. Euro step deflected by Vucevic. Ball knocked loose. A loose ball foul they're going to call. That's a tough one to call. Nobody had possession. But it's called against Buzelis. Crowd doesn't like it.
Buzelis might have hurt his right hand on this. He's telling the official it's a loose ball. We're going for a loose ball. See, it goes right to his right hand, and he's still holding it now.
Right. You want to say Wiggins had possession there? Yeah. That's close there. That's a tough call, though. Buzelis now, that's his first foul. He sits down. Adebayo to Burks. Alec Burks. turnover. It's only the 6th turnover for Miami, and Doris, you're right. Mazilla's checking that right hand.
Try and fight through it. You got a couple months to let it heal if it doesn't work out.
Vucevic drives inside. Boy, a lot of contact there from Adebayo. Mitchell, the crossover. Powers in, ball knocked away, goes to Wiggins, stripped down low, Herter. Burks in and out. There's no question the Bulls are playing with a different intensity here in this 3rd quarter. And you wonder where that was in the first half. Vucevic catches it down low. Inside shot blocked by Burks. And it's Heat ball. Boy, Alec Burks playing for his 8th team. No matter where he's gone, he's been a productive player, very smart player.
And it's been the veterans, right? We said Bam Adebayo put out a fire earlier. This time it is Alec Burks. Remember the play Highsmith made earlier on the block. Like, yeah, Bulls are getting by, but they are doing a great job challenging from behind.
Under 3 to play here in the 3rd. Bulls desperately trying to get back into this. Adebayo, foul line jumper won't go. Giddey bumped by Mitchell. He doesn't like the call. Giddey has a word for him. That was clearly a foul. Free throws have been in the penalty. Mitchell his first. He is a tough defender. You know what? I'm not so sure now on watching that.
He's in his path. He's in his own path right there.
You know, Doris, live it looked like that was clearly a foul, but I'm not. I agree with you.
He's holding.
Yeah.
Right there. Different angle.
I was just going to let you guys.
You stay out of this.
It does go to show you, though, the angle at which you see it is absolutely critical if you're an official.
And that's why often you see an official who's not closest to the play can make the call and have that better angle. 15-point game, 2.5 to play in the 3rd. Wiggins can't connect. Adebayo the rebound. And a loose ball foul against Chicago. That's their 4th team foul. Adebayo a little shaken up.
This is a big 2.5 minutes for the Chicago Bulls if you're trying to get back into this game. Last thing you want is for the Miami Heat, who is a veteran team, multiple players that have played in multiple finals. If they finish this quarter strong, it is going to be so difficult, even with the way Chicago plays in the 4th quarter.
Adebayo was wincing after that, stays in the game. Herter was called for the foul. Hero on the drive. Outside pass deflected. Herter got a piece of it, goes right to Giddey. Ahead to White. White, 3-pointer. In and out. That could have cut it to 12.
I'll tell you this. They've given themselves a chance because they're competing and making shots tougher on this Miami team. Because before that, I think they were 5 for 20, now 6 for 21. But they haven't been able to put the ball in the basket. Neither team setting the world on fire.
Meanwhile, Heroes, though, he's been putting the ball in the basket all night. 10 of 13 from the field, 27 points. White fouled, shot won't go, but free throws. Adebayo will pick up his first.
I like the 3-point shots, obviously, when the opportunity presents it. But with 1:48, you're in the bonus. You're in the bonus. And so now the clock stops. And this is the 2nd time they're in the free throw. So go downhill, attack them. Then when they collapse, if you don't get the foul, kick it out, you get open threes. And make your free throws.
A missed free throw. Upcoming SoFi playing schedule brought to you by ESPN Bet. TNT Friday will be in Atlanta. The Hawks will play either the Heat or the Bulls. And ESPN Friday will be in Memphis as the winner of the loser of the Dallas-Sacramento game. No, the winner. Talking about. Oh my goodness.
It's okay, Mike. Take your time. We got you. We got you.
Davion Mitchell. Hero drives, met by Vucevic. Late whistle and a foul. Crowd upset. They felt Vucevic went straight up. 2 fouls on Vucevic. What did I do, he says.
Yeah, it was a foul. 100% it's a foul. We don't need a lot of deliberation. The fans want some more deliberation if you can hear them in the background. But I think this is the right call. He went up for a block. It's the right call.
Well, I want to see where Hero started at. Was that a restricted area? But he went up. When you go up, that negates that as a defender.
Chicago.
Those are going to call a timeout. 85-68. Heat by 17. They've led the entire game. Chicago supporting Chicago. Caleb Williams courtside, trying to root on the Bulls. He's singing while doing so. He's got the words down pretty
Yeah, I don't know these words.
I don't believe you.
No, not the way Caleb Williams does. He's a younger player. He knows all the cool stuff.
So free throws now for Tyler Hero with 1:35 remaining. Hero 28 points in 25 minutes. One more free throw. Remember, think back, Hero's rookie year in the bubble when the Heat went to the finals. Remember, in the Eastern Conference Finals, came off the bench at 37 points. You knew then that this kid had something special, ability to score in this league. Meanwhile, another turnover forced, and he throws it down. A 31-point game for Hero, and we still have over a quarter to play. And lead back up to 20. Pass inside, Horton Tucker. Good ball movement, but great defensive rotation. White drives, flips it up, shot blocked, but a foul.
I'll live with that if I'm Eric Spoelstra, because of the level of defense. You know, we've been giving Chicago credit because, in the second half they've played good defense. Guess who started playing good defense at the start of this tip? The Miami Heat did, right? And so through all of their shooting woes in this quarter, Mike, what sustained them is their effort on this defensive end of the floor.
Well, that you knew they were going to bring.
Just great anticipation for Tyler. There's a stagger screen to try to get Kobe a three. He knows what's coming. He jumps in.
And you remember when we talked about the game slowing down? Tyler knows that play's coming, so he picks his spot. That's when he goes for the steal. He's like, okay, they've come off this a couple of times. They've gotten lazy. I'm going to shoot this that one time. That's the moment to do it.
Mitchell to Hero. By the way, Mitchell has 7 assists in the game, 7 of the 26 Heat assists. Final minute, third quarter. Robinson stolen by Horton Tucker. Horton Tucker, 2 men on him, lost it, get inside to Giddey. Giddey's shot is good.
He's so big in the restricted area. If he goes away from the floater, I thought he shot too much early.
Giddey tracks it down. These fans desperate for any kind of Chicago Bulls run. White steps back. 8 on the shot clock. Horton Tucker, shot clock at 3. Somebody's got to put it up. Horton Tucker does, and knocks it down. David Horton Tucker with a big 3. And it's a 13-point game. Now they're saying a 2-pointer. Mitchell poked away, and that ends the third. Well, the crowd has come alive. The Bulls have come alive, but they're down 14. We head to the fourth quarter here in play-in action from Chicago.
NBA play-in tournament. I'm here with Josh Giddey, and it seemed like you guys picked up your defensive mentality in that third. How do you feel like you guys shifted that intensity?
Yeah, I mean, we knew we were down 25 at halftime. This could have been our last 24 minutes of the season. None of us wanted to end here. We came out with the right mindset in that third. I thought we attacked and put them on the back foot early. So, we got the lead down a little bit, but it's going to be a big 12 minutes coming up here with this little room for error.
And you guys have shown that you've been able to dominate the Heat in the fourth. So how do you continue that trend going forward?
We got to keep running. We got to wear them down. We got to get over the top of them here. And they're a talented team. They got to keep throwing punches, but we got to be able to take them and give them right back now. So big 12 minutes. As I said, little room for error right here, and we got to execute both sides of the ball.
Thanks for your time, Josh. Mike?
All right, Cass. Khalil Ware with a terrific play. Excellent second effort. And it's back up to 16. Giddey knocks down a three. A 13-point game.
And Mike, in the 3 matchups these teams played this year, Chicago outscored Miami by 34 points in the 4th quarter. And the 4th has been at issue for this Heat team all year long.
Tyler Hero on the drive, gets it inside. The pass stepped out of bounds. Oh, what you said, Doris. 15 losses when leading through 3 quarters. The most in the league, and the Bulls the most wins when trailing through 3 quarters. And they get another comeback to keep their season alive. Jalen Smith has come out for Chicago for the first time. Hero to Mitchell. Ware, Anderson, and Highsmith. Mitchell gets inside, finds Anderson, who he got away with a travel. Mitchell, 3-pointer, that's good. Boy, Mitchell playing well. 11 points, 7 assists. He's 4 for 4 from the field.
But I like what Giddey said in Cassidy's interview. As Taylor Horton-Tucker knocks down another jumper, he says they got to keep running him. They got to keep pushing it. Chicago was 3rd in fast break points, and Miami was 21st. But right now, Miami's outscoring Chicago in the fast break area.
Mitchell almost threw it away. Hero drives on Kobe White, lost the ball. He thought he was fouled. Here comes Giddey to Kobe White, puts it up. Fight for the rebound, Anderson. And then a foul called on Herter. That'll be his 2nd personal. Wiggins comes back in for Miami. Highsmith will sit down. The Bulls have never led. They've trailed by as many as 25. Made a couple of runs here in the 2nd half. They're a different team intensity-wise in the 2nd half, but have they put themselves in too big a hole? The rookie Buzelis back in as Herter will take a seat.
And with Davion handling the ball, it allows Hero to work a little bit away from it.
Just over 2 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Anderson to Hero, fakes, dribble, 3-pointer. It's good. Nope.
It's going to be offense.
They're going to wave it off, an offensive foul. Tyler Hero wants him to challenge. Did Hero kick his leg?
I thought he kicked his right leg out a little bit. Now, it's an outside of shooting motion.
That is the right call, in my opinion. Look, he puts his leg out. Now, I don't mind that, but it's this part that looks like you're actually tripping the player that was going past you. He would have cleared your body had you not stuck out that leg.
Eric Spoelstra will challenge. That's a huge call, and the Bulls' hopeful comeback attempt. Unsuccessful challenge. The offensive foul call stands. Zach Zarber saying it's an overt leg kick. Otherwise, Buzelis would have avoided the contact. So it's an offensive foul on Hero. It stays. He's got 4 fouls. More importantly for Chicago, their deficit remains 13.
How many fouls on Hero?
4.
4, yeah.
Kobe White to Smith. Thought about a 3. Here's Giddey. Josh Giddey drives inside. The runner won't go. Ware altered that shot.
And when Tyler Hero has 4 fouls, why not bring him up in the pick and roll? Make him guard, attack him, make him make a decision how intense of a defensive possession he wants to play.
Davion Mitchell off the bounce. Shot clock down to 8. Keeps his dribble alive. Tiptoes along the baseline. Wiggins with 4 to shoot. Wiggins gets into the paint. Back up top to Hero. Hero lets it fly at 3. Hits the rim. Long rebound. Khalil Ware tracks it down. Big rebound for the rookie. Hero gets inside. Giddey plays him well, and a foul. Giddey saying no. Right now, 2 free throws for Hero. 3 fouls on Giddey.
I thought he did a good job right there. It's the second part right there. It's okay, you get your hand on the ball, but credit Tyler Hero. He feels that hand on the ball, moves it away, adjusts it to try and get it with his hang time. That's where the foul occurs.
You got to keep game pressure on this team, though, if you're Chicago. I mean, Miami is 14-28 in clutch games. Like, make them feel you. Make Miami have to execute.
Hero, meanwhile, just brilliant shooting. 11 of 16 from the field. He's hit all 8 of his free throws. And now with 33 points. Well, the way it's gone and the run the Bulls have gone on, you'd think the game is closer. He's still up by 15. Smith thought about it. Tied up. Smith getting his first minutes here in the fourth quarter. Vucevic set to come back in. Shot clock winding down. Mitchell all over Kobe White. Shot blocked by Mitchell. What a fantastic defensive possession.
What did Davion Mitchell do? He said, Tyler Hero, this is not the matchup for you. So he pushed him out of it to go on and take the one-on-one challenge. Off night, Mr. Mitchell said, yeah.
That's a lot of contact on that.
There's a lot of contact, but I even saw Kobe's White's face when Davion came up. That was not the matchup that he wanted.
Wiggins. Back up top, Mitchell. 7 on the 24. Mitchell fakes, drives, gets inside. The runner's up. Shot is good. Davion Mitchell now 13 points. And a lead back up to 17. He has not missed a shot. 5 for 5. And the crowd has gone quiet again. Vucevic. Nice jump hook over Ware.
People forget some of his Orlando days. He was a multi-time All-Star in Orlando. Double-double machine there. The man is very, very capable on that low block.
Hero gets the runner, the floater. Got it. 35 for Tyler Hero. Giddy back up top. Horton Tucker, high arcing three-pointer comes up short. And the crowd deflated right now once again. A 17-point Heat lead. Still over 7 minutes remaining, but they've regained control. Hero the drive, the pull-up, shot short, but a foul. More free throws for Tyler Hero.
Like you said this earlier, Davion Mitchell has played terrific tonight. We understand what he is on the defensive end of the floor. He's going to attack Giddy, hit him with a couple crosses, and then the floater. My goodness. And then the defense he played on Kobe White, just fighting him for every inch on the floor.
Billy Donovan's going to challenge that last foul call with 7:09 remaining. His team down 17.
The SoFi NBA Play-In Tournament is presented by SoFi, the official bank of the NBA. And in part by Hennessy, made for more. 21 plus only. Please drink responsibly.
Brought to you by T-Mobile. The winner gets to face Atlanta Friday night. Keep their hopes alive. The loser season is over. Meanwhile, the Bulls lost that challenge. Still a foul called. And Hero back to the free throw line. Watch Buzelis. Not a lot, but he hit him on the arm. There's some fingertips there.
From my angle, I didn't see that. I'm just saying, we might want to see a different angle to show the touch. You don't really see the touch there, Mike.
Well, it looked like it a little bit there. You don't think so? Oh, Hero, first miss from the line. He was 8 for 8. Well, a 17-point game, 7:09 to play. Bulls have Vucevic, Giddy, Buzelis, Herter, and Kobe White. Their starters out there right now. A 36-point gem for Tyler Hero. This is the largest lead of the fourth quarter. Bulls several times cut it to 13. Well, that's the closest they've been here in the second half. It's been double figures since midway through the first. Shot clock at 4. Good defense from Anderson. Kobe White launches, and that one way off. Herter bows for the rebound. Giddy's going to try a three-pointer. Can't connect on that one. They'll go down the other way. Chicago 10 for 32 from three-point range. Overall, just 41%. But the 16 turnovers have been a big problem. Wiggins with 7 to shoot. Adebayo is going to try a three-pointer. Short. Luzelis grabs it.
Why is a possession going by with Hero not touching it on a night like tonight when he's had so much to his game?
Here's Luzelis, drives on Wiggins. Well defended by Wiggins, knocks it loose, comes up with a block. Well, Wiggins showed his defensive worth certainly when he was with Golden State. He fits in rather well with their defensive mindset, Miami.
Chicago's got to be careful to not try and do too much by themselves right now.
Anderson not expecting it, but it caroms right to Hero. 4 on the shot clock. Hero on the drive, goes inside, banks it home. 38 for Tyler Hero. And lead back up to 20. The United Center has gone quiet. Miami Heat in control here in the play-in.
Tyler Hero taking his time. You think the baseline's a defender. He goes against that defender and finishes with ease.
The SoFi NBA Play-In Tournament continues Friday. Western Conference 8th place game. Grizzlies take on the winner of tonight's Dallas-Sacramento. All starts 9:30 Eastern on ESPN. Heat getting very close to having a game Friday night in Atlanta. A 20-point lead with 5.5 to play. Horton Tucker. Giddy little floater. That won't go. Fight for the rebound. Hero with the save. Hits the back of the backboard. And it's going to be Chicago ball.
That's a play, though, where it takes multiple clean switches, and they executed them beautifully.
Giddy to inbound. Kobe White gets it. Luzelis to Vucevic. Some of the fans have started heading for the exits with still 5 minutes remaining. Vucevic turnaround shot won't go, and Wiggins tracks it down. Of course, the Heat had to pack for a long trip because they win this one, they go right to Atlanta. If they win Atlanta, they go right to Cleveland. And they'd be on the road for 8 days.
You got to pack for a long trip. That's the fun part. You're packing knowing that you might not need all of this, but you might need all of this, but that's the confidence that you're going to walk in. I am packing to go away for a week because that's what I believe. And look, they've had multiple teams come out of the play-in, so why would you not walk into this situation with confidence?
And you look at what the Heat did in 2023. They lost their first play-in game, were beaten badly, and then beat the Chicago Bulls to get into the playoffs and wind up going all the way to the NBA Finals, where they lost to the Nuggets. Now, this year they're number 10 in the East, and in the short history of the play-in, the team that finished 10th has never advanced to the playoffs. But all they need now, if they hold on to this one win in Atlanta, which will not be easy. There's some free food for the fans. We're getting something to cheer about here in the fourth. There's Vucevic, can't hit that.
They're getting more and more. Miami, look, you're down by 20 with 5 to go. There's a slim chance. one thing you can't do is start playing just one-on-one, catch and shoot the ball quickly. You still have to try and generate some good offense, and quickly.
Wiggins nails the three. Yeah, Wiggins a strong game. 18 points, 9 rebounds, some sensational defense, and the lead backed up to 23. Horton Tucker, and an offensive foul.
Hey, Doris, never mind everything I just said. Just completely.
I do that generally.
You know what? That's why we're getting along so well. That means you're getting to know me.
Well, it has been, to say the least, a tumultuous season for the Miami Heat. The Jimmy Butler drama, then the suspension, then the trade, then the 10-game losing streak. But this team, you got to give them so much credit, just kept fighting and fighting, as Hero unable to connect that time. And now they're one victory away from being part of that playoff party that Eric Spoelstra keeps talking about. Kobe White, Buzelis fires away. Vucevic, nice tip in.
If it does end tonight for Chicago, you got some big decisions where Josh Giddey is concerned.
Pay that man his money.
Restricted free agent. It'd be shocking if they didn't. Adebayo just dribbling it now with the comfortable lead. This is a terrific win for the Miami Heat on the road. As Adebayo can't connect. Again, third straight season the Bulls have lost in the play-in to the Miami Heat.
But I think Chicago has a real adjustment that they have to figure out. They moved on from Zach, from DeMar DeRozan. They're trending younger, but they got to get themselves back into those positions, either getting a top 10 pick, a top 5 pick. That's the way you rebuild. It's hard to do it via just tons of free agents and trying to figure it out that way. It's harder to build out your team.
You can easily get stuck in mediocrity in the NBA for a long time as Giddey puts that one in.
Are you using the T word right there?
No. I'm just saying it's like maybe play all of the young players, which leads to the T word.
Okay.
And a foul call on White. And with 2:29 remaining, we want to say a little something about somebody very special to us. Tonight is the final telecast on ESPN for our Cassidy Hubbard. 15 years she's been with us. Next year she's going to be a part of Amazon's package. Now, Cassidy has been such a dedicated professional, a wonderful teammate, and most importantly, as kind of caring a friend as you could possibly have. She has been a huge piece of our NBA coverage. We're going to miss her like crazy, but she's going to be a slam dunk for their first-year coverage next year, and it has been an absolute honor to work with her.
She's a pro's pro, an unbelievable friend. And you know what? You become a star, Cass, when you go and make a little more and work a little less and do some good things in the industry. And you are a star among stars, Cass. We're going to miss you. I will miss you.
Well, I know her as Mama Cass. I know her as Mama Cass.
Who's going to take care of you, RJ? I have no idea.
But since I came into this industry, since I came into this, she has guided me. She has given me so much advice. She has supported me.
You guys.
When the games when I wasn't doing them, she was calling me and saying, hey, you had a great open or good job. Just an ultimate teammate. And I would not be sitting here next to you two without the work that Cass has invested in me, supported in me. And I appreciate her so much. And I think she's going to do outstanding where she's at next.
You guys, I still have a post-game interview. You can't make me cry right now. We got to keep the makeup intact. I love you guys. ESPN has allowed me to grow and has nurtured, my career in so many beautiful ways, and I cannot express how grateful I am. All the way back to 2010 and NBA Tonight to being with the A-team here tonight. So enough about me. Let's get back to the game. Thank you so much to everyone for all of your support. It has been one of the truest and most special gifts of my life.
Thank you, Cassidy. Meanwhile, the boos are not for Cassidy. They are for the Chicago Bulls. And a disturbing first half as they put themselves in a bad hole down 25. You love the fight in the second half. They kept battling back, cut it to 13 a couple of times, but this will be a wire-to-wire victory for the Miami Heat on the road, and it's setting up an interesting game on Friday night in Atlanta against the Hawks. Meanwhile, tonight, coming up next on ESPN, Mavericks and the Kings from Sacramento. Former Bull Zach LaVine. 9-10 Western Conference playing game. Dave Pasch, Tim Legler, George Sedano will be on the call for that one. LaVine had a lot of great games in this arena, but it's a new team, a new roster, and perhaps going in a new direction. They've got some excellent young talent: Giddey, Buzelis, Kobe White. Well, as you said at the top, Rich, you don't want to be in the play-in tournament 3 straight years. Horton Tucker getting inside, and a lot of the fans have headed for the exits.
I'm actually excited about the Heat versus the Atlanta Hawks. In this game, Tyler Hero was the best player. He was the best player all season. They had the best player in the game. When you get to Atlanta, you got Trae Young there. And we know that that young man is clutch, and he loves those moments. So I'm looking forward to seeing maybe Miami Heat not having the best player and going on the road in Atlanta and playing against Trae Young and those young guys.
Well, Hero will sit down. 38 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 13 of 19 from the field. Got to the free throw line 10 times as Horton Tucker lays it up and in. And you consider after the Jimmy Butler trade, they went 12 and 21, again with that 10-game losing streak, but kept fighting. Now, clearly, if they beat Atlanta, Cleveland would be a heavy favorite, but you can't underestimate Eric Spoelstra. He has been one of the best coaches in basketball for many, many years. This was a hard year for him. The regular season, their worst record in 10 years. Obviously, they're extenuating circumstances, as that shot won't count. But he loves to compete. Not that every coach doesn't, but you can just see it by watching him. He loves to compete.
Udonis Haslem was talking about this earlier today on ESPN, saying, you think that guy's only invested in the finals or at the high-level games? It doesn't matter what the circumstance is. Eric Spoelstra is always all in.
And their defense was sensational. Hero was brilliant on offense. Respect between those two. Eric Spoelstra's team held the Bulls to a season low 90 points. And now we'll play the Hawks Friday night for a chance to get into the NBA playoffs. Tyler Hero, another excellent postseason performance with the 38, but he had a lot of help. Davion Mitchell had an excellent game. Wiggins as well. Bam Adebayo, 15 and 12. And they hold the Bulls to under 40% from the field and 27% from three-point range and forced 18 turnovers. So Eric Spoelstra will coach another game this year. And Tyler Hero has a 38-point play-in game. He's with Cassidy.
As Tyler is saying hi to the rookie here, and Tyler, 38 points. You started this game off 8 of 8, just on fire from the jump. What was the tone that you wanted to set throughout this game as one of the leaders of this team?
Just come out in attack mode. You know, we had a couple days off since the last game. We really prepared the last couple days leading up to the night. Myself, my teammates, the coaching staff, we were putting a lot of work, and it paid off. We got one more to go. The job's not done. It's just to get into the playoffs. So we got a long way to go.
Yeah, that preparation was evident. And look, it's been a challenging year on and off the court, to say the least. What did this win say about just the resilience of this group?
Yeah, super resilient. You know, we have a bunch of guys who come in every day, you know, put their hard hats on and they work. Come to work every day. You know, the season hasn't exactly been how we wanted it to, but we come in, we work, we continue to get better every day. We got a lot of young guys who have a lot of promise, and there's a lot to look forward to.
You're now 3-0 when facing elimination in the play-in. Up next, obviously, the Hawks in Atlanta. You're no stranger to this play-in route, but, you know, what is it going to take for you guys to advance to the first round?
It's gonna take a lot. You know, we know Atlanta dropped one yesterday in Orlando. They're a tough team. They're similar to these guys. They get up and down. They play fast. Just got to come and execute the game plan. I know the coaching staff will have us ready, and that's what it's all about.
Congrats on the win, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Mike?
All right, Cassidy. Hero and the Heat staying alive So big victory on the road for them. And another road game coming up on Friday night in Atlanta. Well, for our producer, Ian Gruker, Director Mike Schwab, of course for Doris, Richard, and Cassidy, and our entire crew, Mike Breen saying thanks so much for watching. We're going to go back to the studio with Malika Andrews and the Countdown crew right after this short break as the Heat defeat the Bulls.